The first year is pretty much what we call the survival year. Um, Success for the first year teacher primarily is that I get through my lesson plan, that I make it through, that I teach what I wanted to teach. They're not really focusing on the kids much at all. I mean, I remember when I was my first year teaching, and that was pretty much, if I got through what I needed to get through, that was a great day. I didn't really think about the kids as much as I was supposed to. I'm glad to know that that was normal now. Near the end of your first year, certainly into your second year, you should be moving into another phase. Lillian Katz calls it the coordinating phase. You could call it integration or whatever, but you begin to see how things are connected. You begin to pay attention about whether individual students are learning. You begin to see how what you do is connected to how they learn and their success. And that develops over time also. So perhaps, there's no set timeline, but third, fourth year, you move into another phase, which is the renewal phase. Part of this is you start to ask deeper questions about schooling and so forth, but you also perhaps start looking for, are there other things I might want to do, like mentoring, teacher leadership opportunities, going back, taking workshops to improve your skills, getting a master's degree or something like that. That can be over a period of time. And then, as you enter perhaps after 5 years, then you're kind of a master. You're in the mature stage. And that's when you really become reflective. And you ask some pretty deep questions about what you're doing and whether it matters. And you begin to link perhaps the community and resources and try to bring all that in. And you understand the impact that you're making, the whole notion of teacher efficacy, the impact that you have on the kids' learning and their potential success. So you change a lot over the time of your career. And that's why it's good that we don't that we see the fact that in any one school building, teachers are at different phases depending on how long they've been teaching and where they are. Well, the strategies that mentors can employ for new teachers in terms of developing their teacher efficacy. Well, first we know that teacher efficacy means that you believe you can make a difference. And I really think that most, if not all, of our new teachers, that's what they believe they can make a difference, and then they hit a wall when they get in there in the realities. So I think one of the things that a mentor can do is first of all, they have to be a good listener. They have to listen, truly listen and hear what the new teacher is saying to be able to understand what their anxieties are, what their fears are, what their problems are, the questions that they have. So they have to be a good listener. They also have to be empathetic. For a mentor, you not only have strategies and skill, you have some dispositions they have to have. They have to be empathetic because one of the things that I've never forgotten my teaching career. I could almost probably go back every day and think of every single day and where the struggles were. So I can really empathize with new teachers. So they have to be empathetic. They also need to know in terms of teacher efficacy, because there is a skill, because you can believe it, but if you realize you can't do it, your belief of whether you can make a difference is going to dissipate pretty quickly. So I think a mentor needs to know what good teaching is, because eventually that's what they're going to have to talk about. So part of that is to be building and reinforcing that notion that you can make a difference, despite the fact that there are challenges in teaching. You're working with human beings. You're working with, 15, 20, sometimes 30 individuals who all have their own stories and all come from their own different experiences. But you can touch all of their lives in different ways, and that's part of what a mentor has to keep reinforcing to that first-year teacher.